Uh, wow, it just feels amazing, right? Like the first TED Talk, I have been invited. My voice already choking, and what do I say? I I'm thrilled and I'm happy. You know how it feels right at this moment? It feels like you are Netflixing and you feel hungry and you open the last packet of Maggie. Feel that happiness? Exactly, that's the happiness. Well, but this is definitely not a Maggie story, not a midnight snack story. It's a story of my life, a story of struggle. Okay. So I was born privileged, of course. I was born in a family, a middle class family, a military family with a lot of discipline, grit. I was told that hard work is by default. You have to earn everything in life. Nothing is given on a platter in middle class families generally. So when I was growing up, I actually thought that life is easy, a bed of roses, because my father and my mother gave me everything, whatever you wanted as a only child. I got everything. And then what happened? Life is not always same, right? It's not even. Life has its own way of throwing the curveball. And that just happened to me in the year 2010 when I got a call from somewhere where my father was working. The call came in and it said, "Are you the daughter of so and so?" I'm like, "Yes." And I was doing an internship there. I was pursuing finance. I was doing a internship with a very esteemed daily that time. Got a call and said, "Are you the daughter of so and so?" Said, "Yes." "I'm sorry to say, but your father has met with an accident and he's no more." The wounds are still fresh. I can still feel the goosebumps in me. I'm still not healed yet. The loss of my father taught me a lot of things. You know what it taught me? It was like an overnight crash course in adulting. You understand adulting? I became matured by almost 10 years. Overnight, it just happened to me. Paying the bills, taking care of the insurances, taking care of the medical bills of my mother, taking care of her. She was depressed, and you can understand the death was out of nowhere. He wasn't ill, it was a cardiac arrest. We were not prepared. It was crazy, right? I had two options. I had I had done my rock bottom. I had two options: to give up or to choose differently. I chose differently. I chose to stand up, stand for my family, take care of my family, and go ahead. That rock bottom gave me a moment to stand up and just said me in inner voice, "You are not finished yet." And I picked up myself. Pursuing finance had a very big dream of course, in finance, but Destiny had something otherwise. And I had to join a public limited company where my father was serving for 2 years. They graciously offered me a role of a front desk executive, finance student internship with an esteemed daily, and I ended up with a front desk job where, of course, not demeaning anything, but of course, I had something else in my mind, but I had to take it up to look after my family, pay the bills, pay my mother's medical expenses. So I chose that. But I also remember one more thing which my father taught me. You know what? Whatever you do it, try to do the best of it. If you become a janitor, become the best janitor in the house. If you become a waiter, become the best waiter in the restaurant. So when I wanted to be a part of that administration, I wanted to be the best. I tried, I worked hard, got promoted after a few years as an executive assistant. And you know to whom? The topmost person of the company, a public listed company, the chairperson. Learned a lot under his mentorship, of course. I learned about business leadership skills, managing many roles together, collaborating among team members, and everything. But what next? Few years later, I got hitched. I got hitched to a new family. Everything changed. Two time zones, two cultures, two mindsets, I had again two options in life. Do I give up on this or I adapt and choose differently? I chose differently again. I thought, let's fix that fire. I fixed it. I adapted new culture. I got in sync with the new family. And wow, I became one of the best lovable member of the family. I can tell you how I felt exactly. It was like switching from an Android to an iOS system overnight. And there's a plot twist, without a user manual. I had no manual. I had to learn it all by myself, and you can well understand. It came with a lot of bugs, unwanted notifications, and whatnot. I fixed it. I chose differently. I think the rebel in me, how I was born, the core of me always wanted to do something different. That drive actually took me to powerlifting. And I never say, I found powerlifting. I always say, powerlifting found me. Amidst all these things, when things were happening, I got into career shift. I got into a different role in a family, new family. I got into my family mishaps and everything. Something was there inside me which was not finished. I always wanted to do something better, something more, something bigger. And the life's goal was much bigger. Trust me, the purpose was different. I was taught that you always should have a purpose in your life. And that purpose told me I am unfinished. And that's where powerlifting happened. One fine morning, I thought to compete in a national competition out of nowhere. I did not know what the sport is all about. I did not know how it is played. I had no coach, no formal training. But I chose it differently. I chose to take part in it. My voice choked because, of course, it's very personal. It's very emotional to me. You all can understand. And what happened was an addiction to win, to collect more medals. How, some people collect a lot of shoes, a lot of accessories or sunglasses, clothes. I started having an addiction to collect more medals. There's a reason to it. I started hating headlines in the newspapers. I started getting fame. People started knowing me, started calling me. Brands started calling me, collaborating, wanted to collaborate with me. And I said, oh, am I touching so many lives like this? Do I have it in me? And then a lot of messages started coming. There were fathers who started sending me text messages. I want my daughters to be like you. There were some girls who said, because of you, I thought of signing up for the gym. I thought of taking strength training. There were some people who actually thought that I can also break stereotypes just like you did. And that kept me going. That drive kept me going, and still I'm going on. So my only thing when I stand here and when my video actually reaches out to many people, not only all of you, but also to the people out there, my purpose in life is only to touch some of the lives of people. And even if I can touch one life and that one life can change forever because of me, and can say that because she did it, I can do it too. That will serve my purpose, and that will serve every sweat I have endured in the gym, every pain I have gone through, every aches I have got up with, and I showed up still. It is really not easy, with a 9-hour full-time job, where you're talking to so many people as a human resource. You're spending so many lives already. You're meeting up deadlines. You're meeting so many deadlines together under a lot of duress. Back-to-back meetings, body already aching, recovery not done yet. Sometimes even missing lunch because of all the schedules, hard schedules. Sometimes my office to the practice session takes around 20 minutes. I can give up. Sometimes I can go home and take a sip of coffee and chill with my mother. That's it. But I showed up every day, even with that pain, even with all the demotivations, even with all the reasons I had to give up. I chose to show up. I chose to do the grind every day. because I can vouch on my own words that this path of mine is not only going to help me, but going to help many other women who are thinking like me, but they are not going to take a step forward because there's nobody to be the voice. I am the voice of there. I want to be the voice. And not only women, many boys too. Under a lot of pressures and a lot of family pressures and a lot of other things, career goals, they're not able to pursue their passion. But trust me, in life, the drive, the purpose is so important. Go for it. You can sustain with a job. You can always sustain with a 9 to 5 or something which everyone is asking you to do. But if you want to be a trailblazer, you have to choose differently. I choose differently. And I want all of you to choose your purpose of life so that you also become a trailblazer. Thank you so much.